comparison site. Okay, maybe I'll think about, do I trust these guys at all to even give me the product? But in a network, everybody is different. People have sympathy for who they're dealing with, and everybody's position is unique. So money has a history. Okay, you're used to saying, how much is it worth to me? You express yourself in numbers. So if there's two people working together, they have got, you're hoping that they're having a good day, they're helping each other, they both like it. So I'm afraid this is quite a lot to talk. I'm making a criticism of society. People end up doing the things that are bad for both, like we're taking each other to court, and would it be easier if we just didn't bother? Yes, it would, but somebody has an idea, I can get some money off of this guy. So money is forcing people into the lose-lose quadrant. That I'm talking is a sign of a sick society. We should be in the healthy society. That's the win-win quadrant. But due to how we score it, then there's the idea that we must compensate any kind of value transfer. I was discussing this yesterday with somebody, and he's saying, you know, for every winner there must be a loser. And it got as far as, well, okay, so maybe you're having sex with somebody and you're having a good time, you're winning, but you're losing your time. Like, we have got we have this idea that it's all about winners and losers, and we can't just accept, okay, life is a gift. Some things you have just got because you are given them, because we are always competing for things. You know, you're selling something, you want to get a little bit more money. Does life have to be like that? Well, if we phrase things in terms of money, yes, it does. Because money says, I'm only getting as much as he's losing. So if I want to get more, I got to make him lose more. So from, okay, I'm sorry, this animation is a bit slow. You basically learn that life is about fighting. You know, from the time you realize that Tom is out to get Jerry. So here's another way that we could do business. We can just honestly state, this is how much it's worth to me. Someone else says, this is how much it's worth to me. And if there's a wide gap, they're both saying, this is a really good thing. I don't want it, I'll give it to him. So there's an incentive there to be honest. That is not about one person wins, the other one loses. So we have a cooperative mentality. We like to cooperate, but we also have to pay the bills. And this is the money system that forces us to compete with one another. So another way we could do it, now this is if you had a sympathy of 1 with somebody, this is how you would score it. This is the created value. So you'll be ready to maybe you pick up your friend from the station. That costs you a little bit of time, but it's worth a lot to them. And you wouldn't do it for a stranger perhaps, but you do it to your friend because you are thinking about life through their eyes. You're saying, I'm going to be selfish, not for just me, but for me and the people I care about. Now, it seems to me that is missing in our society. So interpersonal transfers aren't relevant. Is this a way you can run a money system? No, because it doesn't. It does actually matter. If you're giving up all your time to help people, it would be nice to get something back. So what's the solution? Well, we have got two people with two opinions. Let's just say that they can make their own opinion, and I don't have a right to tell somebody else what is their opinion. What have we got? We have got a two-dimensional system. We can do mathematics. It's not so hard. A computer can do it. If we are passing around a little piece of paper or a little piece of metal, it's not possible for me to, we have the zero-sum constraint. We have to be fighting about who gets to have them, but we are not, because we do computers. So I can make a record, you can make a record, okay. We can have an algorithm that says, okay, that's the model. That was an idea I had. This is from about 5 years ago. And then I said, okay, how are we going to program this? We have some very important things that identity has to be protected because we're not talking about just Facebook data. This could be economic data. So let's make a network of XML virtual machines with a strong identity so that you know who it is who's helping you out. And when you are crediting them for what they've done, you're not giving it to some IP hacker there. So that's what I've been working on. I feel I should give some more time because I don't want to run over from the... Okay, I'll wrap it up with the next slide, which is the practical implementation. This is what it will look like. So it'll look like this. You want something done and say, what do I want? Okay, someone to fix my laptop. I can't fix laptops. Then you're getting authors. These are people who have said, I have an ability to fix a laptop, and requests. So like Google, there's a lot of pages out there, and you want just a few of them. This system can say, put the people towards the top who have helped the most, and they have received the least help. These are the people that you should be helping. And it doesn't tell you who to help, but it's based on another assumption that's the reverse of ordinary economics. This assumption is that people like things to be fair. So it's going to show you all the people, and it will say, oh, for the requests, help these people, they have an imbalance. I'm not making not suggesting a centralized system, I'm suggesting a completely decentralized system, but instead of using money, this will be another way that you can get things done. So it's putting people in touch with other people, and it's very reliant on the semantic web and the strong identity. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for that. I hope you realize that I allowed him to speak a little bit more, because if this sets off, this is going to be life-changing. So where can we meet you again if you want to get in touch? Please tell us.
Thank you, Sven, for a thoroughly unscripted piece of relations. Yes, I need to point that out. I'm sitting on a table marked friend to friend. That's downstairs in the hacking zone. And there is a website, friendtofriend.net. If you can remember the phrase altruistic economics, then you can Google on that. And I've published about 10 or 20 different papers on presentations on this. And maybe you can get another one tomorrow in 4 minutes. You're getting super concentrated. But I really would, I have been living in Bangladesh and I don't know many people here. So I can speak, ich kann ja auch Deutsch reden. Also Deutsch oder Englisch, es gehen die beiden. Also das wäre gut, wenn ihr mir vorbeikommen würdet. Ne?
Thank you very much. And I briefly read up on altruistic thing there. So I see this man has a background in statistics, as you've probably seen with the slides there. Anyway, last talk for the day. I fear it is, but yes.
Yeah.
Take it away.
I just drew this. I forgot to put my name on the first slide. I'm Lars Aronsson from Sweden, and I run a literary website, and I'm involved in Wikipedia as well. But this is a totally new project based on the Swedish general elections that are coming up in less than 1 year now. We're a democracy. We have general elections every 4th year. This election will be an exciting one because the Pirate Party is running for the first time, and internet issues could become important. We don't know yet, but they could become important. This also means that all the traditional parties will be starting blogs and try to seem hip, trying to get voters from the Pirate Party. So it could be an exciting election on the internet. Generally, we have libraries and archives to keep documents for the future so we can understand history. This is a problem with the web, because the web changes all the time, and how do you know what the web was last year? Can you really trust the websites to maintain their own history? No, you can't. You really need independent web archiving. And this is what Brewster Kahle said in 1996 when he started the Internet Archive. As you probably all know, at archive.org, you can go and find old versions of websites. Nearly every website, maybe not your new website, maybe they missed that website. How do you know, really? How do you know that they cover everything? And do we really know that historians, is there any historian here?
Yep, and we use it.
Do you actually use it?
And we teach it to the students.
That would be very interesting for me to hear actual usage stories, because it's easy to invent the web archive, but does anybody really use it? I would like to know that. So in Sweden as well, we have a national library, and they started a web archiving project already in '97. And they have been archiving Swedish web pages. But for concerns for privacy and copyright, blah, 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 they have invented an excuse to not make this publicly available. You have to go to their building in Stockholm and one specific terminal, and there you can search for old Swedish web pages. But